Margarita Skype. In this video, I want to talk about diamonds cut and what it means. To be precise, I want to talk about old European cut, I want to talk about old miners cut, and I want to talk about a regular diamond brilliant cut. Now, you'd think that when it says diamond studs, all of them are all the same cut, which is not always true because we do have quite a few cuts, and these are probably the three most popular cuts that are available. The old miners cut is old way to cut diamonds. It's got a little culet. If you look through the diamond, you can see a little culet. And some people really love that antique look. You don't get a lot of these diamonds now. And actually, I want to say that most diamonds get cut the regular brilliant way. You can find them still on the market. So there are still cutters that will cut a diamond in the old mine cut. But it is on a very rare side, and most of the times there's a reason for it. It might be that they want to save the weight of the stone. It might be that they had a custom order for it, or whatever the case is. This used to be the way diamonds are cut before, and this used to be the way people are used to the diamonds in the old days. So for example, I have a client who is about 80 years old, and she says for her, diamond has to be an old mine cut because that's, as a girl, as a teenager, as someone growing up, she's used to that feel for the diamond. The diamonds that are brilliant cut for her feel fake because she's just used to it. In her head, a diamond is an old miner's cut, and we were looking for those. We did find and make studs for her with them, but they are hard to combine, hard to find. And actually the ones that we found had to come from old pair of earrings that we took out and just remade the earrings into more modern style with those diamonds. Now, old mine cut is not gonna have the same brilliance, okay? Take a look at these earrings here. They are old mine cut. They are beautiful and they're stunning, and you know, they have their own character. They have this antique vintage look that a lot of people do love. But they will never come close to the sparkle of a regular brilliance of the diamond cut brilliant. Because the facets are not there. All the facets that are in the brilliant cut are not there. And just the way it's cut with the culet and the tabletop being different. You can see right here, this is a good illustration I found online actually, of how the old mine cut differentiates from the brilliant cut. Some people love it, some people hate it. Of course, I want to say 90% of people want to go for brilliant cut because everybody loves that sparkle, but you still get some occasional clients who want that. The old European cut is the way it was cut in Europe. It is also a little bit different. It's all in the way it's cut and in the way it's structured. Some people absolutely love old European cuts. I want to say that maybe more of the people from Europe, because in North America at least, we get more people asking for either old mine cut or the regular brilliant cut. But I have another story of another client who bought a pair of earrings, didn't look at the cut, she just assumed they were brilliant cut, and they turned out to be an old mine cut, and she didn't know what to do with them because when she opened them, they didn't glow the way she would used to. She had other studs, and she came to me saying, are these fake? Which the great part was that they were not fake. They were just a different cut that she expected, but she didn't even think to read the description of the cut under the specification of the item. So if you are shopping for diamond studs, make sure that it says round brilliant or brilliant cut diamond so that you know that they sparkle in the standard way that you're used to with all the facets and sparkle there is, because that's a big deal. The other thing I want to talk about, since we are talking about studs, and most of the times people are looking for studs, not when they're looking for old mine cut. We have had people look for more antique vintage earrings if they're looking for old mine cut, because obviously they love that feel to begin with. But if we are talking about studs, I want to talk about studs in three different screws, okay? Screw back is the one where you screw the stud in, such as here. I want to talk about push back, and I want to talk about a hinge. These three are sort of the most popular for studs, okay? And if you are shopping for studs, this is really useful video for you. The screw backs are great in terms of safety, but people do hate them for two reasons. Reason number one, it takes a really long time to screw it on, and I mean really long time. It just does by the time you get it on and screw it on. Number two, if you don't do it right in some time, you can kind of mess up the whole screw mechanism, and it will give you problems when you screw it. So when you screw it, you really have to diligently, quietly, and calmly screw it, not on the go, not fast, because the screwbacks can give you problems if you do it too fast in the long run. So other than that, they're super protective, not that expensive, and super easy. I think most diamond studs come with screwbacks as given. Pushbacks, some of my clients just do not love screwbacks, and they just, no, that's not something that they want. If you are getting pushbacks for your studs, and if they are on a larger side, I want to say, you want to make sure that the pushback is large, such as here. You can see in this pushback, the pushback itself is really big, okay? One, it is more secure when it's big on your ear. Number two, it's easier to put on. And number three, it's thicker. So once you push it back and you hear that click, it will be much more secure than if you have a tiny one, because the tiny one can unpush itself with hair, with pulling of the hair, and so on and so forth. So I do recommend, if you are going for pushback, to go for a really large pushback. And number three, is one of my absolute favorites, which is a hinge. It comes with these little two things that you open and close. You can see right here. So you push on them and it has an opening. You put it inside, so it's essentially like a pushback, but then when you release it, it stays in that place, and there's nothing that can sort of come between that. They can't unpush themselves. So in pushback, if you really pull, you can push it back. In this hinge pushback mechanism, you can't. All those three are available with old jewelers, I can guarantee you. So if you come somewhere and say, I want that, take a screenshot from my video, they are gonna know what you're talking about. And if they tell you, oh, I don't know what that is a lie. Those three are super, super common between all jewelry stores. So if you are shopping for studs, I recommend those three. And my favorite is the last one, because you don't need to screw it on. The screwback mechanism will not, change over time, or you can't screw it up. And they are super great, super wonderful, because once you click the hinge and release it, they're super secure. I want to say never, but I honestly know I've never had a client who had those hinge pushback lose earrings. I have clients with screwbacks that lost it, believe it or not, it happens. I had clients with regular pushback that lost it, that happens all the time. But with this hinge pushback, I haven't had a client who lost it. So yeah, I know I don't have a single client who would tell me that they lost their earrings with that hinge. So I do recommend it for if you want it to be secure and comfortable at the same time. They are on a more expensive side. I don't want to say they're not. The pushback is the cheapest, the screwback is the second, and the hinge pushback is the most expensive one. But your safety, your time, to me, is more important than another $100 towards your earrings. So for the babies, if you are getting earring studs for the babies, since we're discussing studs anyway, I won't recommend any of those three. I mean, you could for like older kids, but for like babies, I'm assuming you're getting earrings that are not that expensive. Hopefully you're getting earrings that are not that expensive, because babies do lose a lot of earrings. So I want to stress that. If you are getting baby stud earrings, doesn't matter what they are, get the silicone pushbacks such as here. We sell them with almost all our baby earrings. They are so comfortable. I have 3 girls, they all love them. You push it, and because it has that silicone on top of the pushback, it keeps it in place. And at the same time, because babies are more prone to, being sensitive, once the earring pushes back, even if they sleep with it, it doesn't hurt them because it goes against silicone. So pushback silicone earrings are great for babies. And so if you're getting them as a gift or for your own kids, that is my recommendation for kids. Of course, if it's going into 9 to teenagers, you can get any of those screwbacks or whatever. They're already big enough. But we're talking about, piercing the ears when they're tiny, and then going to 3, 4 when they're still really small kids. Then the silicone pushback is sort of my way to go. It's Margarita Skype, and I hope you learned something new about studs, old miners, cuts, and everything in between. I'll see you in the next video.